Jetty Jungle is, at the time of writing this, in all likelihood going to be the first level of Donkey Kong Country 4. It's the first level of the largest and, as far as I can tell, most current demo, which, again, as far as I can tell, is going to be the game's first world. And for all its faults, it's a strong first level, with a focus not seen in other levels of this fan game. It has progression and theme, moving through the first 3 stages of the original trilogy. It's more than simply the first level of the game. It's DKC4's mission statement. This is part 12 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country 4. So yeah, Jetty Jungle's whole thing is sort of a crash course through the opening stages of each game. Not in order either. We go from the jungles of DKC, specifically DK's treehouse, onto the stilt village of DKC3, and finally boarding a ship that looks just like the Gangplank Galleon. Might seem to muddy up the symbolism by having the third game in the middle, but I'm glad they did that. We're going from inside the jungle to the edges of the land onto the ship. DKC3's section serves as the dock. You could probably connect the dots by saying the Kongs are going from their home, the familiar, onto the docks and to the ship, and after this, into uncharted waters. I don't think that's what was being said here. I think it's more about the mashup of the 3 opening levels. The first chunk of the level resembles jungle hijinks in a lot of ways, but has the background of the stilt village instead, which I think is rad. It works better than many of the remixed assets do. The music's a bit weird, seems to bring in elements of DKC, DKC2, and even DK64 at times. I'm assuming it's supposed to be an oral representation of the level's theme, and in that sense it succeeds. Normally, I'd not be into having too many enemy varieties in a level, but Jetty Jungle has a good excuse, and does it well. In the jungle section, we see Necky, Mini Necky, Claptrap, Army, and Blue Critter. On the boardwalk, we see Recoil, Crimp, Sneak, Cobble, Knick-Knack, and Chomps. On the pirate ship, it's Neek, Cruncher, Clamp-On, and the Green Kaboing. Aside from a single Chomps in the middle bit, every section only uses enemies from its respective game. This is clearly a deliberate move, and I think it's one that works well. On this channel, I generally try to focus on the positives. I'm human, I am not perfect, I talk shit from time to time, but for this series especially, I'm trying, almost to the point of self-censorship, to stick to the positives. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great things about this game, and a lot of negatives can be chalked up to it being an unfinished product. But there are some things that are deliberate stylistic choices, and some of those things rub me the wrong way. This level is one of them. I get what they were trying to do here, and it's not that they did it badly or anything. I think they've managed to make a pretty cool level out of the 3 themes. My issue is that they shouldn't have done it at all. The game's got a bit of an identity crisis going on. They can choose to make a fan game that looks and acts more like a ROM hack, remixing assets to make something new and fun, or they can make something new and fun. The latter would require a lot of work for sure. Every enemy, every tile set, they could take the Kongs and things like the barrels, bananas, and some animal buddies, but everything else would have to be new if they wanted to make a true sequel to DKC3. And maybe it's just because I'll always be dreaming of that ideal DKC4 that will never exist, that I'm so harsh on them for this. I don't know. No man steps in the same river twice and all that. The DKC trilogy was great, but let's leave it in the past and make new stuff. Sometimes dead is better. Anyway, that was a sour note to end on. Sorry about that.